Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the GOWEN Racing Podcast here on the channel. Episode number 33, I believe we are on today. As for the first time this year, it's just myself and Matt tonight. Jay has his PC not where he lives. He has sent it off to get fixed and whatnot, so he was not able to join us today. So it's just myself and Matt O'Brien. Matt, how you doing? It's a brand new week. I was watching your NIS earlier. How did that go tonight at
Uh,
Bristol?
it was going really well. Then Bristol happened.
You were leading at one point, right?
No, I was second.
Oh, okay. Because I tuned in, you were
But
up front at one point.
yeah, no, we had like an 80 lap green flag run in an official iRacing race at Bristol. That's unheard
Unheard
of.
of, yeah.
Um, and then we remembered it was Bristol, and we made sure we made up for the quota that we didn't get in the first half of the race.
Yeah, the main
And
part I watched was all crashing.
yeah, yeah, we had to catch up on the we didn't wreck enough cars yet at Bristol, so last 100 laps was Wreckfest.
And then you, on the last lap, had an incident, right?
Yeah, I did.
And
I was
finished.
slow. I tried to slow up. I finished 13th, so
I mean, see, it could have been worse.
yeah.
There was also a eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series race at Bristol
Yeah,
last night.
so I I'm just trying to make some words here. Um Obviously you probably weren't paying attention the too much, but the bottom is no longer garbage at Bristol. It's amazing.
What were you making it work?
Oh no, yeah, I heard they added a little bit of grip to it. It's a lot
Okay.
better now.
Well, I mean, we were
I
watching the
mean,
race last night,
the
and
outside.
it didn't seem like you were totally screwed when you were down there.
Yeah, it's not like if you got stuck on the outside, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose 10 spots here.
Yeah.
It was more like you kind of can just maintain.
Yeah, you couldn't really
And
fully go
maintain.
forward, but like you weren't losing.
Yeah, it's not like it was like if it was like a year ago, if you were on the inside and it was over, you were done. No hope.
I remember doing it a couple times, like last year.
Like you
Um,
basically pray a hole
yeah.
opens up. So
But yeah, last night Keegan Leahy won his way into
dominant.
the final four. Yeah, he led every
Led
lap,
every
I
lap.
think. So dominance from him. Pretty clean race overall. There was a few cautions towards the later part of the race, but overall it was pretty clean and good racing overall. So it's Bobby Zelensky and Keegan Leahy in the final four as of right now. And what do they have? Just one more race, I think.
Yeah, it's Talladega.
Oh yeah. Well,
And then the finale at Texas. That's bruh.
couldn't think of a better track to end the season on for a championship race. But
The
that'll
worst
be an
track in
interesting one.
NASCAR.
I remember that when they raced there last year, it was just a full on like pack race for
Train.
the first part of the run, and then it would spread out. But like, can't really pass if you're on the bottom. So I'm curious to see how it's gonna
Yeah.
go.
It kill me.
Awful championship race in my opinion. I remember Miami last year was crazy with how that ended, and
Uh,
I mean you can run different
yeah.
parts of the track, and yeah, no, that's unfortunate, but you never know. They might surprise us. Maybe they'll drop some update or something that like completely changes everything at Texas on iRacing. Um,
Uh, Nothing can save that track.
Interestingly enough, I saw NASCAR again used iRacing to help determine a new track
Oh
on the
boy.
22 schedule that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. So I haven't actually talked about what we're going to be talking about today. We will be, of course, talking about NASCAR this past weekend at Richmond. We have the 2022 schedule to go over, as well as a tiny little bit of team news, and then we have some Formula One at Monza and some predictions to end the episode. Not a whole lot to go over today, as there was really no silly season stuff that happened or anything in any
There's
motorsport.
a new there's some stuff going around. I've seen.
Some
We'll get
rumors.
in. Yep.
Okay, well we'll bring that up in our after our 2022
Yeah.
schedule that we look at. But NASCAR this past weekend went to Richmond. Was there a truck race this past weekend? I honestly don't know.
No. there was not.
Okay, there was an Xfinity race where Noah Gragson won again. I was not expecting him to go back to back.
Let alone win one race.
Yeah, he certainly shut me up a little bit at least, so I'll give him credit on that.
I'm still
Um,
not a believer.
I don't think he's a cup winning potential still, but um, the Darlington one was more impressive than the Richmond one in my opinion. But
Yeah, I think the Richmond one was just more
right
Harrison
place,
Burton
right time,
unlucky.
you know.
Yeah, more that Harrison Burton was unlucky.
And Harrison got what, ninth place in that
Yeah,
race. I was hoping
tragic.
Justin Haley was gonna get to Gregson just because I know those two like despise each other. And I was hoping they were gonna like get into it or something. John Hunter Nemechek, by the way, finished third in
I mean,
I think it's a Sam Hunt racing car or something like that.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So I guess this was an interesting thing I brought up to some other. You didn't watch the race fully, right?
but the Xfinity,
Yeah.
I caught the last 60 laps
Okay. Let me. It was 250 laps at Richmond. They had 3 sets of tires.
for 250. That's why there was such. I was wondering how they had gotten themselves into a. These guys have no sets of tires left, and some had one.
Yeah, they literally had 3 sets for
Huh.
250 laps.
How many did Cup have for 400?
9,
So we
9.
we
I
more than
think.
doubled the tire limit in Cup
I mean, I mean,
for 150 extra laps.
I think it'd be interesting if they would take some cup sets away, like one or two more, right? Make it a little more
Yeah,
spicy. But like Xfinity, like you only had 3. That just feels like a stranglehold.
I mean you can't do a whole lot with that.
Yeah,
At least
like
four or five.
you're basically like it's all up to chance because you got to think of it this way. Well, you got to take one at the end of stage 1, and you have to take one at end of stage 2, right? All right, and then there's 4 cautions in stage 3. When the hell do you take them?
And well, Harrison took his on the last one, right? Or not the
He
last
took them
one, but
the
on a
same one as
very late one.
Gregson.
Yeah,
Same one as Gregson, but it was just like the lanes opened up for Gregson, not for Harrison.
yeah. I saw he made a really nice move on the outside.
Yeah,
And then
unfortunately,
the
Gregson
timing
was on
loop
the
screwed
ins.
him.
Yeah, like I like tire limits because it makes races interesting, but I
Not
don't think it should be
excessive.
a strangle. Yeah, you're like, okay, you only have one set to use in a 100 lap run at Richmond. Oh Lord.
Now, if that was a truck race, it would have been even harder because there would have been like 17 cautions still. And it's like,
Yeah,
which one do I use it? But
yeah,
no, that's I didn't realize there's only 3. That's
yeah.
not a fan.
I think I think that was the same thing at Darlington's. They only had 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they
Xfinity, I
should give
think,
them.
are they racing this weekend too? Yes, they
Yeah,
are. Bristol.
everything's racing.
Oh, okay.
Everything is.
Triple header, Bristol Racing. Excited for
Truck race
that.
cutoff for the playoffs. Oh, I can only imagine.
I think it's the Xfinity regular season finale, or is it the start of the playoffs?
Yes, because Vegas is next week, right after
Yeah.
this, and that's their start.
Okay. 201 laps at Las Vegas, but 300 at
Ooh, that one
Bristol.
lap.
That one lap could mean the difference. But the Cup Series as well. Race this past weekend at Richmond, and going into it, I always think Richmond's either hit or miss. It's either really good or
Been
it's
a lot of
really not
misses
good.
lately.
There's been a lot of misses lately, and both races this year ended up being a bit of a miss.
This one was a miss and a half. Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't like. I tweeted after. I was like, more short tracks, just not that one.
Yeah, I had some good tweets too.
Oh, I think I saw one of them I thought was really good, and I mentioned to Jay, but I can't remember.
It was. I just dropped the. Let me look here. It do be like that sometimes. The Hamilton thing where he's pointing your finger. This race was shit.
Oh, that the meme. Yeah, yeah.
uh,
With the I enjoyed that
yeah.
one. I was gonna actually take that picture and tweet it myself because I was jealous of how good it was. I'm gonna save that picture right now just so I have it for future reference. So,
You can. I can guarantee you'll use it in. Let's see. Texas is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Spoiler alert, I really, really hate Texas.
Can't stand it.
Worst track in the world, probably.
I would have to agree. I can't think of anything worse. I
All right.
mean, let me think here. Let me think real quick.
Honestly, trash talking Texas is probably more interesting than talking about this Richmond race.
And unfortunately, we gotta dive into her and give our
Um,
recap of it. You know, it's another boring one when I don't remember about 80% of this race. Um, it was one of those nights where I could just look down at my phone and go through Twitter for about half an hour and look up and not miss anything.
yeah, I mean, there's like two things that are notable that happened in the first 42 laps.
Was one of them Kurt Busch by chance?
Yes.
Yes, that's
And
the
then the
big
other thing
one.
was also Truex jumping the start.
Oh yeah, that's right. On the original start, that was weird. So
Yep.
Hamlin went first, kind of, but
Yep.
Truex beat him to the line, and it doesn't
Which
matter.
is
You're
a
not allowed to beat him to the
yeah.
start line of the original start, no matter what.
Yeah. What happens if he blows his like money shifts?
Yeah, or like just gets spun out by third
No
place
black
by accident.
flag.
That's gonna happen one day, and then they're gonna have to change the rule or something on the spot.
Yeah. But I mean, it really hurt Truex. Let me tell you.
Oh, destroyed his chances.
Yeah.
Um, so he had to do a pass through. Stayed on the lead lap, didn't he?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, he was
And
on the lead
then
lap.
Larson had to start at the rear too.
Yeah, Larson started the rear. I knew he wasn't going to be like top notch in Richmond. I was like, earlier the year he was awful there. And when I say
Oh, but
awful for Kyle Larson, we're talking about mid teens. Um,
yeah, yeah, like literally dumpster fire.
so I think that was their worst race of the year, actually.
Yeah.
So,
That brings up a good point because I'm gonna look up at. I want to check two other races where Larson finished.
which
They,
are,
they're well, there's the first Richmond race.
yeah,
I want to see where he finished at New Hampshire. Okay, and then Phoenix. So here's the thing. So the tracks that are most similar to Phoenix, these are Larson's finishes. 7th, 18th, 7th, and then Richmond was 6th.
which one was Phoenix the 7th earlier in the year?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Yep.
Richmond was the 18th.
Yep. And then New Hampshire was 7th, and then he finished 6th again.
Okay, interesting.
Uh
I wouldn't write him off at Phoenix.
I wouldn't. I mean, can't. But you feel the Joe gives power at the 750 tracks, don't you?
You know what's fascinating is last year, I remember Denny Hamlin talking after Phoenix saying where their team was struggling the most in 2020 was
Yeah.
the higher horsepower short tracks.
It,
This
it seems like
year,
it's the other way
yeah,
around.
this year they're on it there. So I'm like, you get Denny Hamlin or Truex into the Final Four this year. This time I don't write them off, because I think
No.
Hamlin's proven he can win at Phoenix in the first place.
Truex won the Phoenix race this year.
Truex actually won it this year, so I think if a JGR
And then
car gets in
and
there,
Kyle Busch is Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, he's having a year, and yeah, we'll get to Kyle Busch a little bit later on too. Nothing like legitimately happened with him, but it's just with the playoff talk. Of course, we're going to bring him up. And speaking of playoff talk, Kurt Busch had oof.
Very bizarre.
They were getting ready to go green on the restart just before he blew his tire. And like I looked at the left rear because they showed the side of his car before they went green, and I was like, the lettering's like worn off of that tire.
Yeah.
I mentioned it because Jay and I were watching. I was like, Jay, no one's noticing the lettering worn off here. Um,
I
and
noticed it
then
about at 2 laps after they went green.
yeah, well, it was about maybe what 2 more laps till he lost it. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, they went green. Whatever, did a few laps, and then round he goes into the wall. I'm like, man, the big thing is, did the spotter or nobody notice that?
The interesting thing is that if you watch the rest of the race, you looked at other people's left rears, they weren't as bad as Kurt Busch, but you could tell it was wearing out, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably what they thought, but like, yeah, it was bizarre.
But it's not the end of the world for Kurt because he is even after
Miraculously still
DNFing.
in.
Yeah, he is in well tied. Bowman is first one out, tied, and Almirola's in by 3. Don't think that stands after Bristol. I don't know where he finished earlier. Oh well, that was Bristol dirt, but I never really consider Almirola to be any type of threat at Bristol. So we'll see what happens
You
there.
don't
But
need to be a threat to make it, though.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't think he's going to be enough of a threat to do anything though. Um,
Hey, if he
Denny
doesn't crash,
Hamlin,
he's
by
got a
the
half
way,
shot.
Denny Hamlin won stage 1
And two.
and 2. He swept the stages. Kyle Busch was second in stage
Oh,
2.
we gotta
Now
talk
there was
about
some
Chase
drama.
Elliott.
Yeah, I was going to say there was some drama in stage 2 with the number 9 of Chase Elliott having a wild pit stop. So he got clipped by I think it was Chastain, right?
Yep.
Chastain was like coming out, Elliott was coming in. He got clipped, so he went a little bit deeper, and I guess he must have thought he went too far.
Yeah.
So he threw it in reverse when he didn't need to. That threw everything
When the
off.
jack was on.
Yeah, the jack was there. Everything got completely screwed up. They had to get a second jack to get the car up off the ground, and it was a disaster for that team. And then he was just fighting for his life to stay on the lead lap. Ended up going a lap down, but he ended up as well getting the lucky dog at the end of the stage.
Yeah.
So that would allow him. He actually rebounded to 4th. So and it was
Yeah.
JGR 123, by the way. I didn't even notice that Bell finished 3rd.
It was gonna be. It would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, but Kyle Busch got a
Speed
little antsy
there,
on pit
yeah.
road while leading.
I think Kyle could have won.
Yeah.
I
How hard
think,
Truex fell
yeah,
off.
I think he would have been better than the 19. But Kyle Busch
Yeah.
sped and threw that away. He still had a top 10 though. Kevin Harvick had a top 10. Chastain had a 7th place finish. Chip Ganassi's just looking really good lately.
Yeah.
Kurt was running good too before his
Yeah, he was
whole
like battling for
issue.
the lead.
Yeah, so I felt bad for him, but I'm hopeful that Kurt makes it to the next round. But we'll have to wait and
Uh
see.
he's really good at Bristol. I'm not
Yeah, I
terribly
mean, I remember
concerned.
what was it last year? No, it was maybe the year before when he was battling with Kyle for the win in the closing
Yeah.
laps.
Yeah, and he won there 28. He's got 6 wins at Bristol.
They all
So
came
I'm
and
not.
oh yeah, he won with Stuart Haas in the 41.
Yeah,
Then 17 would have
2018,
been
18, I
18.
think.
Yes, and then 19 he was in the one car battling with Kyle
Yeah,
and finished second. That's right. Kurt knows how
not
to get it
worried.
done there, and with the way their car is right now, I think he's going to be a threat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Truex won the race, and
Hamlin
Hamlin,
second.
if he had like 10 more laps, I would have loved to see what would have happened
Well, that's how
because he
racing goes a
was,
lot.
well,
A
yeah,
lot of
it's like if
times.
they only had 10 more laps. Because he was what 8 seconds back when he came out of the pit lane behind Truex, or was it 6 seconds?
I think it was 8. And
Yeah,
it
it
was
was like
down to 2. He got it down to 1.4 seconds.
yeah, he closed a lot, just not enough.
Yeah.
But he was making good headway. So of course Hamlin's locked in, Truex is locked in, Kyle Larson is locked in on points because he's
Yep.
98 points above the cut line. Hamlin's doing a
Um.
tremendous job picking up playoff points in this round.
Yep. That's 7.
That's going to be really important for him in the next round, obviously. And
Yeah.
that next round has got Vegas and Talladega, where I mean could go either way for Hamlin, and then the Roval. So, looking at the playoff grid, McDowell is 38 below. I'm starting to think that the chances of him advancing are slim.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little slim, I'd say. It's he's just the powerhouse, just having a bad round.
Yeah, I mean, I think it caught us all off guard to see him having such a rough start to the playoffs. Um,
Yeah.
William Byron, 18. That one's a legitimate surprise to me.
Yeah. Well, it could happen. We're in a world where 3 HMS cars could get eliminated this week.
I mean, yeah, Elliott might be 7th, but only 19 points above.
That's a
It is
crash.
yeah, it is very easy to lose
And
19
here's the thing:
points.
it's not like Martinsville where you can crash and you're like, oh yeah, I'm still in it. If you crash at Bristol, it can be really bad.
Oh, yes. And other people can come piling in and make it worse for you.
Yeah.
Or better if it's other
Um,
playoff cars.
the drama, but I could say I think a lot of our playoff grids are going to explode because I don't think honestly Byron's got to. I feel like Byron has to win the race.
Yeah, and I don't think he will. Because you
Mm,
got Kyle Busch, you got
yeah,
Denny
you know what? There
Hamlin,
was
you
this
got
crazy.
Kyle Larson.
There's this. You ready for this crazy stat? What if I told you Richmond was his third best finish since second Pocono race?
Where did he even finish?
19th.
Wait, what?
All right.
Huh.
Since the Poconos, after Pocono, his finishes 33rd, 20th, 21st, 6th, 33rd, 2nd, 37th, 34th, 19th.
Just looking like William Byron of old in the Cup Series all of a sudden.
Reality's come back.
I just kind of got used to him finishing around like 7th to 10th every week. And I was just like, oh, he's somewhere over around there probably. So I never even paid
No,
attention.
it's falling apart.
My goodness. Now it makes sense. Oh my God. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that bad until I looked at like the finishes. I'm like, that was his best. That's his third best finish since July.
And nothing even went wrong for them.
They were just bad.
Yeah. That's concerning for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Darlington, of course, everything did go wrong. They finished 34th
yeah.
with the crash or whatever with the tire, but
My thing is like I don't see him gaining 18 points on Kurt Busch. I don't see him gaining 18 points on Eric Almirola. Definitely not Kyle. I don't see him gaining points.
I
He needs someone to have a problem, and
it's
also that he also
yeah.
has to pass Reddick and Bowman
I mean, it's
because he's kind of far
interesting.
behind him.
I think Reddick can be competitive at Bristol.
I agree. I agree 100%.
I think I think it is going to end up being between like Almirola, Bowman, and Reddick. Because I think
Yeah.
Kurt's going to run well enough to be okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Kyle should be fine. Keselowski could have some brake failure or something, and then crash. Who knows? But
Yeah.
I think Bowman is. It's going to be. I think Bowman's good enough to beat Almirola. So I think Bowman can beat Almirola on points, but I think Reddick has the potential to beat both Bowman and Almirola on points.
My thing is what how does Bowman do at Bristol? I'm gonna look at his finish here. 22nd, 16th, 37th, 15th,
I think you're pretty much
23rd.
crushing everybody's Alex Bowman's fans' hopes all of a sudden here.
His first season at Hendrick, he has 2 top 10s.
And
Mm,
then sucked.
yeah. Good luck, Bowman fans.
You know, you look at Eric Almirola's past Bristol finishes. You want to hear this one? I got him up. This is from
I'll,
2018. We're just going to go from 2018 and beyond.
yeah.
31st, 37th, 29th, 29th, and then 5th. So I don't know how to think about that one because the last time we were actually at the paved one, he finished 5th. But the previous
Yeah.
4, he was 29th at the best. So I don't know.
Yeah. Thing is, like when you finish like 29th or worse, it's mostly because something actually went horribly wrong.
Which seems to be a common thing for him there.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's gonna be a wild one.
Tyler Reddick, by the way, last time they were at the paved one, finished 4th. His first one, he crashed out.
I feel confident in Reddick.
Yeah, honestly, I think now we have, of course, made our playoff predictions. But if we look at it like what we were
Well,
given
it's
going
already
into the
bombed just because
elimination
of
race, yeah,
Byron.
well, yeah. I think it's gonna be Almirola, Bowman, Byron, McDowell out.
I'm gonna say McDowell, Byron, Bowman. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Something crazy is gonna happen to someone that we think is semi-safe,
Like
like
Blaney.
Harvick, maybe. Like, oh my god, Chase Elliott, dude! Imagine if three HMS cars get knocked out. The
Imagine
scenes.
the Twitter meltdown of the NASCAR playoffs are
Thank
stupid.
God. I'd love it.
That would be hilarious to
I'd love
watch.
you just got Eric Almirola made it further than three HMS car.
Yeah, imagine. And then you'll get eliminated in the next round.
Man, we've talked so much about this Richmond race. You can tell how much we enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was not a great race.
No. Trax Garbo.
Not a fan.
Yeah,
They
it's
can put
been
on a good
bad.
race there, here and there every like 3 years, maybe.
Ah, wow.
That was being generous, I know. But goodness, I have
The track
my
needs to be
volumes turned
repaved.
up by
I
accident
think
here. I was
it's
pulling
like
up the
one of those things.
2022 schedule.
It's one of those things where I think the track needs to be repaved.
Yeah,
It's
or
getting to
tear it
that
down.
point.
I think they could save that track, um, but yeah, that was really all we had from that race weekend. So they
Yeah,
will
it
be
was
going to Bristol. It's gonna be fun.
it's Bristol week, baby.
Yeah, not the dirt one. I'd rather watch the paved one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. But we're not switching from NASCAR yet. You know what? We did a good job right there. We wasted more time than I thought we could on Richmond weekend.
It
So
was impressive.
yeah. But we have what's honestly the talk of the week with NASCAR is the 2022
Yeah,
schedule.
for NASCAR.
Yeah, for NASCAR, there's some big stuff in F1. But the Clash was finally confirmed for Los Angeles Coliseum. They showed what it's going to be with the layout, which is what we expected
It's
with
not
the
confirmed
rumors.
what the layout is.
Well, we know it's an oval.
Yeah, but like that's the shape of it, but like how much banking it has
Oh,
and
well,
obviously
yeah.
the side, we don't know.
But it's going to be
But
interesting either way.
yeah, they showed that little iRacing demo. Man, this is what I gotta say. It's gonna be an absolute disaster, and I'm gonna love every second of it.
There's like 3 cars going around there on NASCAR Race Hub, and it looked treacherous enough with 3 of them. It was like McMurray, Boyer, and
Yeah.
Reddick were racing with each other.
And
Um,
Bob Pockrass said he specs around 25.
yeah, and all
And he
next
also
gen.
said we'll get into that. Also another thing is if you are a charter team and you qualify for the clash, you have to go.
Huh.
You cannot get out of it. So there's no one sitting out depending on who they determine gets in. I hope there's past class winners just so Eric Jones can be in it.
I just wonder how they're gonna race. I feel like no matter what, you're not gonna be able to escape disaster there.
There's no way. There's no way.
But it's gonna
I
be
mean,
something.
I do feel bad for the teams because, like, yeah, the cars are going to get absolutely destroyed.
NASCAR needs to do some like I don't know, but like
Give them all a free car.
yeah, like
Like,
some incentive for basically volunteering to go and junk your car.
yeah. I mean, us as fans, like, I know there's a lot of hate about it, but man, I think it's gonna be the funniest thing we've seen in a long time.
I think it's a great move. I
Oh,
mean,
I think it's funny.
it goes away
I
from
think it's gonna be funny.
tradition, but who cares? I think it's gonna be hilarious. I cannot wait. Honestly, like that's looking at the schedule. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Is the
Yep,
Los
there are
Angeles
definitely
Coliseum.
Yep, there's definitely good moves in the schedule though.
Yeah. So the schedule came out, and we'll just briefly, honestly, go over like
Yeah.
the whole order here of LA
Yeah.
Coliseum. Then we have the traditional duels at Daytona, the Daytona 500. Then we go to Auto
Auto Club
Club.
back,
That's back. That's very
back.
cool.
Rip Daytona Road Course.
It's crazy that NASCAR decided to put a a track that Post Malone had a music video on the NASCAR schedule. I saw
Crazy.
that meme.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty
Um,
good.
I am
Um,
disappointed that the road course at Daytona's gone. That's my second, no, that's my third favorite racetrack in general on the world. So I was like, man, that sucks. But um, 6 road courses is fair. I will say it's fair with NASCAR. I was hoping for a few more.
mm,
Um,
this is different
there's
from yesterday,
I
Gary. This
that
is
was
very
when I was
different from yesterday.
that's when I was trying to troll you though. When I'm
But
if
here's the
I'm
thing: you
being
weren't trolling
serious,
me. You weren't you
yes, I
weren't trolling
was.
me because I was giving because when I give you a fact, you went quiet real quick.
No, but if I'm being serious, 6 is a decent number, but I think there should have been 2 or 3 more. We have Long
I just don't
Beach would
see.
be cool. Laguna Seca could be cool. Be
I
really
don't. I don't
weird for
think.
a
I don't.
stock car.
You know something that it didn't occur to me at all. Is Chicago street course isn't on here.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was
It
like,
doesn't.
okay, maybe next year
I
or
it
the year
literally
after.
left my it literally left my mind. But yeah, that's not there. I think the first big thing is Coda is a lot earlier.
Yeah, it's in March. 2 Atlanta dates
Eh,
confirmed on the
Oh
new
boy.
Atlanta. We're not
Oh
going to
boy.
talk about Atlanta because we get very aggravated with Atlanta, but it's there in March and later in July. So,
It
oof, that's going to suck for
if
people
you
going into the second one. It's going to be so hot.
I mean that's what we said this year.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Um, let's just say there's 6 plate races on the schedule now for sure.
At a minimum
Okay.
that we know of, if you can say.
Yeah.
Until we haven't seen testing on the mile-and-a-half tracks yet.
Well, we'll see because Door Bumper Clear dropped a interesting hints about next year.
Oh,
We'll get into that in the silly season
okay. Um,
because it would be better to
so
talk about it after we
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
this.
Martinsville's
Uh,
in April along with Bristol Dirt. So we got 3 short tracks. I think this is very typical. It goes Richmond, Martinsville, Bristol Dirt. Then
yeah.
it's Talladega. That we're used to
Notice, but
seeing
all
those
right. Here's
4
something
together.
interesting though. Yeah, but here's the interesting. Man, that's demo. That's demo Derby Alley right there. Martinsville, Bristol Dirt, Dega, all back to back.
You got the West Coast swing, then you got the crash swing.
Yeah. Well, Martinsville's a night race. Bristol Dirt is a Sunday night race on Easter. We'll see how that goes.
I saw people complaining about that.
It being on Easter is interesting.
I think it allows them to end the season earlier though. I saw it because
It
we're
does.
done in the first week of November.
We are this year too.
Oh, are we? Okay. Well, did we
Mhm.
start a week earlier maybe this year?
We did, but here's the thing: we had the Pocono doubleheader.
Ah, that's right. And Pocono lost the race. Thank the heavens.
Oh no! Anyways,
Moving on.
unfortunately, Texas has the All Star race.
Yep. Gateway in June.
Good. It's better than Pocono.
Then we go Sonoma, Nashville, Road America. So not much changes around that area.
Pocono's late
Uh,
July.
yeah, Pocono was right before the Indianapolis road course. Saw they were already talking about
Yeah.
ways to bring the oval back, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, I'm gonna say, all right. Before we get into that, well, the first thing is Indy's a lot further up the schedule now. It's in late July. I think
Yeah.
there's a
I mean,
lot of
it's still a
changes in this
similar
little
part of the
section.
schedule though, because it's usually in the
Yeah,
final 4 or 5
there's a
of the
lot of
regular
dates
season.
here that are swapped around in this part of the schedule right before the playoffs. But there is one point. What are people gonna watch? The Verizon 200 or the Brickyard 400?
On TV?
Yep.
Are they at, like, the same time? Oh, well, that's impossible because they're at the same
No,
track.
what I'm saying is the road course race is called the Verizon 200, and then the oval would typically be called the Brickyard 400. What are people gonna watch by name alone?
Brickyard.
It's got more. I, I'm with you. Ovals, pee pee poo poo.
Wait, hold on. What did they call the road course this year? Is that
The
what they called it?
Verizon 200.
Oh,
Yeah,
what the heck? Why do we
it
gotta
has
call
it
it
has
that?
nothing. It has nothing with Brickyard in it.
I thought you were talking about IndyCar or something.
No, no.
Why? Okay, why
You,
can't
you, you
why
see my
can't we
point?
call it the Brickyard? Because it's on a road course. It's not. We still go over
Yeah,
the bricks.
yeah. No, and just doing that simple name change is so much.
I don't know. I don't
Like,
get why they
just
would do
call it the
that.
Verizon. You just do it like call it the Verizon Brickyard 200.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's that. Um, but yeah, they're already talking about how to bring the oval back. I guess it can't hurt too much to try it one time to see how the next
With the
gen car
next
does
gen,
it.
yeah.
But I don't know. There's not.
Overall, and Daytona's regular season finale again. Watkins Glen is now the second final race of the regular
That's a
season.
good move.
Richmond is not in the playoffs now. The third final race of the regular season. There wasn't
Day race.
as huge changes as I was
Hey, hey,
expecting. Based
hey,
off
is your
of
first
oh
is
what?
your
Go ahead.
first NASCAR race August 7th next year?
Maybe
Maybe.
we'll see. Yeah, hopefully
I do.
we could if we
I
can
do like
try
the
and make it
playoff
happen.
changes.
I this is literally my first time diving into the playoffs right here. So, okay, first round is Darlington, Kansas, Bristol. That's an interesting round. You got three different types of tracks.
Yep.
Um,
3 good tracks.
second round is Texas. Thank God it's not in the third round. Um, Texas, Talladega, Roval. So you get the worst one out of the way, then you get a really good one, and then you get an even better one. So that's a good way to do that
So, you know
round.
what I was thinking? If the next gen car is how we think it's going to be, my God, these it's literally 3 wild cards.
Yeah. I mean, looking at it right now, it is until we see how it's
Yeah.
going to be earlier in the
But
year.
something, yeah, it's going to be wild. It's an interesting round to say the least, but let's just nuke Texas off the face of the earth. It's the
Yeah,
worst track in
I
NASCAR.
would have liked to see the Roval in the round of 8,
And they won't do that.
but we have Vegas. Here's I think
I love this.
the
I love it.
best, the best, almost perfect schedule move. If we could have moved it 2 weeks later, would have been even better. But I think this is like
Yeah.
the best move of the whole thing is Homestead Miami in the round of 8.
Yeah. Great. Amazing.
Just
And
unfortunate it's not the
Martinsville,
finale.
they're getting closer.
Yeah,
They're
they're
relearning.
like we're realizing we're screwing it up, so we need to try and ease it towards that final race
2023
again.
the dream. 2023 the dream.
Please, dear God, do not renew Phoenix again after next year.
Actually, my one thing I'm getting the thing with Homestead is it's getting near that point too. You know it's coming soon
The
where it's
repave.
actually gonna well, the racing's gonna get worse eventually.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. They should just repave it now.
I think there's a couple more good years in it, but
Martinsville again, the cutoff race. I think that one I can't argue putting any other track in the place of Martinsville. I think it's perfect to decide the
unless it
final
was
four.
the finale.
Yeah, yeah. If it's not the finale, that's where it needs to be, right there. And then Phoenix.
MJ, ah, Phoenix. It's all pain.
And who knows? The next gen could be crazy at Phoenix.
Doubt.
No, it won't. But you can have hope.
MJ in my chat said Atlanta should host the finale again. No,
No, absolutely not.
no. See what they're doing?
Not even in the
track?
current version.
Oh my God, Atlanta's all god awful right now too. But that's the schedule.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I remember like in 2020 they were talking about, they plan on making really big changes in the coming years, but that's why I
They
expected
did
a
in
little bit more.
2021.
Yeah, 2021 there was a big change. I was hoping to see a little bit even more further this year. I was, like I said, the Chicago
I
Street
think
course, I was surprised didn't get announced.
partially, but COVID probably has a lot.
I think next year, or 2023, I think you'll
we
see
know we're
it.
getting Auto Club short track. That's gonna be wild.
Yes. But yeah, that the schedule. Interesting to see how it'll turn out next year. Getting closer and closer to 2022, obviously already. It's crazy how quick the NASCAR season has gone by. Already
Yeah,
2 races done in the
you gotta
playoffs.
think about this in, 5 less than 5 months, next gen's already here.
Yeah, and NASCAR Ignition will be out for a couple weeks, and then it'll be next gen time.
We're
Hasn't been
almost a month
anything
away.
coming out about
Eh,
that game, like, very recently.
dude, we're almost a month away, and we still have not seen actual what I would
Yeah.
call official gameplay
There's gotta be a new dev diary coming very soon,
tomorrow.
I would think. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because this is the
Yeah,
longest they've gone in between, actually, so far.
but I'm gonna be honest, what the video said what it was gonna be, I'm not very interested in it.
I don't even remember what it
The
was. Did it
people
say?
the people who worked on the game.
Oh, is that what it is?
I was like,
I
"No."
wanna see the game modes. Give it go get do a little
Do
2-minute
a 5 lap race at Bristol. That's all we want, man.
that a 2-minute dive into all the features. I wanna know what career mode's got to offer. I wanna see, the online stuff. I wanna see the I don't know, the paint booth. Show us a little quick time lapse of the paint booth as well. Um, but we'll wait and see. I mean, we don't know,
They're
what's going
holding
on with
they're
that.
holding their they're holding their cards tight to
They
say the
are.
least.
They are.
Uh,
But yeah,
and
I guess
you gotta think the next time we see the game is Talladega in
yeah,
2
the game will
weeks.
be within a month at that point.
But like to me, it's like that's not showing anything new. You're just showing Daytona in a different skin.
Yeah.
And they're doing that on purpose, obviously.
Mhm. And then the next one's
Um,
at Phoenix or something.
yeah, the game's out
Yeah, I was gonna say the game ought to
by
be
that
out at
point.
that point, and I'm like, okay.
It
But
is.
I mean, at that point, it's like, okay, maybe you can persuade people that haven't bought it yet to test it out and be like, oh, okay, this is good. I want it. But we'll transition into now some silly season stuff. Was not a whole lot, but Starcom is shutting down after this year. After that, I mean,
Oh no.
promising success that team has had.
Oh no.
Um,
Anyways,
where's Quinn
yeah,
Health
so there's
going?
the couch.
I'm thinking. Hear me out. I think JGR could be a landing spot.
Ooh. Christopher Bell, you had a good run.
He's out, man. He's out.
All right. On a serious
Now go
note,
to like something legit. Yeah, I heard you said you had something.
yeah. So there's a rumor, not a big one, but I saw it floating around today. Is Eddie D to the 77 for the second charter for
For
Spire
Spire? Really? Yeah, I saw him tweet. He was getting text messages about like going
about
to
the colleague
color.
thing.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Um,
I know. So like one of those troll accounts that like impersonates Bob Pockris or something said that's what it's happening. People
oh
fall for it.
no. Oh no.
Uh,
Oh
so,
man, I used to fall
but
for one of them like way back. It was every once in a while you scroll
Slurn,
across
Adam
like the Adam
Slurn.
Slur and you just
Adam Slurn's a good one.
yeah, and
That
you're
was
like,
good.
wait a
Those are the
minute,
good ones.
and then you have to double check. There's that new Formula One too, the Formula Racers,
Yeah.
and oh, that one's
Mhm.
gotten me a couple times. I'm like, wait a minute.
There's some good because it's new. You just like, but that's a rumor going around. I mean, it makes sense. It's literally the only place he can
Yeah,
really
no,
go
I
at
mean,
this
I
point.
wouldn't be surprised at all with that.
Jay's in absolute shambles.
He's going to Spire.
I mean, It's harsh, but it's true. He doesn't
Would
win.
it be a full-time gig?
Yeah, no,
They'd be
it's a
going to two
chartered ride.
cars.
There are 2 cars right now.
Well, did they run the 77 every week though?
Yeah,
Oh,
chartered
okay.
car.
I didn't even know that. It just
Yeah,
runs
but
significantly worse than LaJoy.
LaJoy's not doing bad for what it is.
He was competitive at Darlington.
Yeah,
Didn't see how he did at Richmond. I didn't pay attention, but I think there's potential there for decent runs here and there.
but other than that, for silly season, that's the only thing I heard. Oh, Sheldon Creed to RCR.
Yeah, for the Xfinity program.
Yeah,
I
that's a good
saw a
move for
couple days
him.
before they announced it that something was coming with that team and stuff.
Yeah, and also GMS hinting at full time.
Yes.
And door bumper clear pretty much confirmed who their driver is. And Jay's also in shambles because it's not Matt Edie.
Yeah, I heard like rumors about this, but I don't
It's Ty
remember anything.
Dillon.
Oh yeah. That's what I heard. I saw it on Reddit.
Yeah, it's Ty Dillon. So I mean, if you look at it, I mean, what you got? Maybe the 38, but we don't even know what's happening in Front Row Motorsports
Yeah,
with the rumored charter thing. So I'm going to say that's not an option. Matty D's only Cup option is literally the 77.
gotta take it.
Because I don't see
Think
any Xfinity options either.
I think that's he's gonna be stuck there for good. um,
I mean,
unless he goes to an Xfinity ride. I
who's
think
going
he
to take him
can.
in Cup
I
regardless?
don't know.
Exactly. There's like, you can say, oh, I thought Stuart Haas was a champion. It turns out Matty D was not wanted by anyone. That's the harsh reality.
Yeah,
Literally nobody wants him. Well, that's like, an actual decent sized team. That's just the harsh reality of it, right?
yeah.
But
Sorry, Jay.
yeah, Jay would be fighting me right now.
He would be.
But he couldn't.
Um,
He couldn't eat. But here's the thing: you had nothing to go. You'd have nothing to fight me with at this point.
yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean they've been running better since Greg Irwin got the can, but like not good enough.
Um, is there anything else in silly season to go over at all before we move
I
on?
don't know. Uh, Ryan Priest was teasing something about trucks, so because he's out of the
Yeah,
37, because
he's doomed.
that's the probably a truck. He's teasing a truck ride, so probably going trucks next season.
Resting. Gonna take a bit of a pay cut.
He said chasing trophies.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten many of those lately, other than modified stuff.
Now you got the one truck winner earlier
Did he?
at
What?
Nashville
Oh, okay.
in the 17.
Could be a truck championship contender.
Yeah, because I don't think John Hunter is going to be down there next year.
No, I think he's gonna be moving up somewhere.
um, pretty much it with silly season, I think.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that comes up on my head.
Yep.
Um,
Oh
so
boy, you
it's
know what
time to
time it
get
is now.
spicy. This is my favorite moment of the week right here to talk about.
Oh boy.
Formula One,
Oh man.
Italian GP, Monza.
Where do we begin?
Well, we'll dive into it. We'll ease into the main talking point. We had qualifying on Friday
Let's
that
go
I didn't
qualifying.
realize that was on Friday, so I missed the whole thing because I forgot it was a sprint race.
Yeah.
But Bottas qualified pole, Hamilton second, and
Max
Verstappen was
third.
third.
Norris
And
fourth.
yeah, and
Ricardo
then
fifth.
Ricardo, yep. And it was like, okay, we expected Mercedes to be the fastest ones in Monza. Going to the
Yeah.
sprint race, Lewis Hamilton has a terrible start. He's down to like
Looking
fifth
like
after
Gary
the
Owen
first
out
couple.
there.
Yeah, he was looking like me. He was down to fifth in like 2 corners. Verstappen overtakes him. I'm like, oh, okay. Like Sunday's already a
Both
whole new ball
McLarens.
game. Yeah, both McLarens
Both.
got by.
Yeah, and then Valtteri just rode away into the sunset.
Easy dub for him.
But we already knew he was starting last.
Yeah, it didn't matter. So,
Yeah, unfortunately for him.
but he got 3 points.
He did. And then Max got 2, and then Danny Rick got 1 point.
And who was it? Kubica crashed on the
Gasly
opening
crashed.
lap. Who?
Gasly did.
Oh, Gas.
sprint
Oh, yeah,
qualifying.
Gasly. His wing went under
Feels
his
bad.
car, and then woof.
Feels bad. Yep, and he didn't make it very far in the race either.
Wow, it didn't even. Yeah,
AlphaTauri, not the day for AlphaTauri. Let me tell you.
they were both in the paddock at the start of the
Yeah.
GP.
Well, Gasly did like 3 laps and said, "Screw this shit. The car's broke."
Yeah, what was wrong with both of them?
The
Did they say?
suspension.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Yuki had a brake issue, and Gasly had a suspension problem.
Huh. Unfortunate for the defending winner,
Yeah,
but
Gasly's a beast.
he is. It's got to get out of the Red Bull camp, like we've been
Not next
talking
year.
about. Yeah, he's already back in AlphaTauri next year. There's been some weird rumors floating around about Vettel. Um,
Yeah,
but Aston came out and kind of clarified, and I'm hopeful that they're not lying, first of all, but they're like, "Yeah, we're happy
who
with
are they gonna
Sebastian
take
and
at
we're
this
gonna keep
point?
him on." So, well, the
Who are they
rumor
gonna take
was
at this
that Lawrence was talking to Alonso, but Alonso's going back
Yeah,
to Alpine. But the other one was Toto Wolff was apparently trying to convince Lawrence to dump Vettel for Callum Ilott. Or no, sorry, not Ilott, De Vries.
oh,
And I'm like,
no.
Toto could have a lot of like say. I would lose 100% respect for Toto Wolff. I mean, obviously it's a part of the business, but I would be so salty if that happened. Because then Sebastian's got nowhere to go,
Yeah,
and then he would be forced out of the sport, and he wouldn't come back.
yeah.
But from that rumor died off really quick, so I
For
don't
now.
for now, and hopefully it stays that way. So from Aston Martin was saying they're happy. I'm hopeful that they're being legit, saying that they're going to be bringing him back, but they are coming up close to their deadline or whatever for the contract and
I thought
stuff.
it was multi-year.
It's a multi-year, but they have an option to end it apparently.
Yeah. That's how they get you.
Yeah, so they can end it after this year if they want to. Um, please do not end it. And then Guan Yu Zhou is still sounding like the favorite, but I was reading earlier that there's so
There's a lot of good stuff going on.
the head guy doesn't want him on a multi-year deal because there's another prospect coming up that they're really focusing on, but Zhou wants a multi-year deal or a long-term deal. And then like Italy is as a whole is like trying to fund Giovinazzi's seat next year with that team. So it's really interesting what's going on with Alfa
Yeah.
Romeo. And that was really the only main thing from silly season there. But the actual race we're back on too.
Oh boy.
So we get this GP started. Hamilton has a way better start than the sprint, obviously. Ricardo gets a better start than Verstappen.
Carlo
Leads into
gets the
turn
lead.
one. And I'm like, if he's leading at the end of lap one, he's probably got this win.
Yeah. Yeah, unless pit stops.
Or some weird safety car.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's what I thought. That's what I thought because I'm like, they're the fastest car in a straight line. There's no way. And
right.
DRS doesn't really do
Well,
anything at Monza.
Lewis not being able to do anything in the sprint race against Norris convinced me. I was like, if Ricardo leads after lap one, I don't see how in the world, if nothing goes wrong, how anyone's going to beat him. We ended up being right. Dominated the whole thing. So, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like he lucked into it. No, he straight up just dominated, which is
Yeah.
cool. So I was very happy for Daniel.
You know, my prediction, I had the right idea.
What was it?
Lando wins the race.
Oh yeah, I mean, you
I
did.
had the right I had the right idea.
Yeah, Lando was second, and so Hamilton attacks Verstappen though
On the
into
first lap,
turn 3,
4.
or is it 4? Because
It's
does
4.
that right-hander
It's
count
4.
as a turn?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so turn 4 into the
I
chicane.
think.
I think no, I
Let me
think you're
make
right. I
sure.
think you're right, but
Monza.
I just
The
don't
Monza track.
consider that right bend as a corner, but I think it
Yeah, but
is.
it is a turn. I mean, you can't deny it is a
Yeah,
turn,
you
but yeah,
turn
it
the
is.
wheel,
So it's
so
turn 4. So the
okay.
second chicane is 4 and 5.
So they're going into turn 4. Hamilton gets alongside Verstappen on the right-hand side. You could see how it was going to go the whole time
Yeah.
because it's Verstappen and
Max
Hamilton.
Yeah, Max forces him off in the chicane.
And Hamilton loses a spot to Norris because of that.
And then as soon as that happened, you knew that Hamilton's race was done.
Yeah, he was stuck, and he was. He couldn't do anything. He eventually
Yeah.
did get by him.
Yes, he did. He did. Yeah.
But it took him a while and a
Yeah.
lot of fighting to do it
But he was
because
definitely
Norris
never
fought
going
him
to
off
get past
once.
Max.
Oh,
He would never.
absolutely not. But then Max
Red
Verstappen
Bull
comes in
does.
for a pit stop.
Yeah.
11
And
seconds.
it's oh my god.
You're like the only way Verstappen loses to Hamilton today is if something goes wrong. Well,
Something went
the
wrong.
first bit that went wrong was the poor pit stop, 11 seconds. Hamilton ended up coming in. He was a little
A
slow
few laps
too.
later.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was a little slow with like 4 seconds, I think it was.
Mhm.
I thought he was still going to be easily ahead.
Yeah, but then turns out they go
Well,
side by side into turn 1.
so when I saw Verstappen, so I was at work, of course, as I am every Sunday
Yeah.
morning, but like I saw like 75% of the race still, thankfully. Um, so when Verstappen got alongside going into turn one, I immediately knew. I was like,
Something's happening.
someone's getting forced off, or one of them's crashing. I didn't think it was gonna be both of them crashing, but I was like, one of them's crashing right here. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
um,
Uh,
and well, it's interesting because they go into turn one. Hamilton doesn't leave enough space, just like Verstappen didn't leave him enough space on lap one.
yeah.
Verstappen, though, unlike Hamilton pulling off, Verstappen stays committed to the corner
Yeah.
and they come together. Well, Verstappen hit that curb a little weird. It was weird. And then he made contact with Hamilton and then up and over the top of Hamilton
Somehow,
he goes.
miraculously
How the
ended up.
heck does that happen? Hits
I
Hamilton in
don't
the head
question.
with his wheel.
Thank God for the Halo.
Yes.
Let's all praise the Halo. For any doubters, this was the one. This was the one
That
incident
would have
that
been
for
awful.
100%. If the Halo wasn't there, Lewis ain't racing in 2 weeks. He might be dead, to be honest.
At minimum, very, very rough shape. He would have been injured for sure.
Yeah.
He still got hit
Yeah.
in the head too with the wheel, with the halo.
Even was even complaining that it hurts a lot.
Yeah, thank God Lewis was okay. But overall, I mean, like when you're putting the blame on it,
Like that one shot,
that
that one picture with
yeah, where his head's just like getting hit, it's
being
bent over, and
yeah.
it was rough. It was gnarly. And I watched the 360 camera that they put out on
Yeah.
Hamilton's POV, and that really like, oh, it just thank God the halo was there. Um,
Yeah.
but
The Halo's been vindicated a few times, but like this
the
was
main
the
one,
incident.
I think it saved Grosjean's life too, obviously.
Yeah.
Because if that halo didn't penetrate the wall for his
Oh
head, then it would have
yeah.
been it would have been his head doing the penetration. So,
Time and time again, the Halo is shown.
yes,
The
it works. It saves lives, and but nobody was hurt, thank God. So we can talk about this
yeah.
as a racing deal. I think it was both of their faults.
Lewis didn't leave enough space, and Max was not going to give in. That's
Yeah,
basically what it is.
exactly. It was both of them. Um,
But you can't fault Lewis for not leaving enough space because that's how Max has kind of raced him this year too.
multiple times.
Yes. So I mean, I think what irks me is the outcome of this, right?
Yeah,
So Max ends up getting a 3 grid place penalty for this, which is I think ridiculous.
I think it would have been okay if they gave Lewis the same penalty, but they did not penalize Lewis at all. Um, and I'm like,
It's bizarre.
Lewis, Lewis was half to blame for the whole thing. So why are we penalizing the other guy that's 50% of the other blame?
The argument was once Max started getting like forced off. You have to read the FIA's statement, but they like said there was no way Max could have ever made the turn.
But if he was given the space, he could have, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the bizarre thing.
And I saw the good video going around of Kimi Räikkönen and Carlos Sainz.
Yeah. I saw that one. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
And
all you need.
people are like, you're guaranteed to get like forced off if you do what Verstappen did, and then they come at you with the Raikkonen and Sainz video, like, and I mean, Raikkonen showed exactly how you take that corner side by side. Left plenty of room, and him and Sainz got through there, no contact, nothing. They got through the corner perfectly. So it's easy to do. Now, when you're championship battlers, like, it's not surprising that something like that happens. I wonder one thing: do you think Verstappen would have pulled out of the corner if Silverstone didn't happen, or do you think it's just how he races in general?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think he would have pulled out just because simple fact. Hamilton wouldn't be close right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Silverstone really set the tone, I think, for the rest of the year at that point, like we said.
this isn't the last time this happens.
I'll say this is we're in for this is going to be a battle people are talking about, a decade down the line.
Yep.
So,
If
I
it keeps
mean,
going the way it's going.
yeah, the last time we had something like this was 2016 with Rosberg and Lewis. So this is spectacular. Not as someone that isn't or isn't a fan of Lewis or Max. Like I like them, but they're not my favorite drivers. I'm saying, um, it's just brilliant to watch when it's not your
Max
favorite
is my
driver that's a part of
favorite,
it.
so it's a little hard, but
Oh, he's your favorite driver?
yeah. Him
I
and
didn't know
Lando.
that. Okay, Lando's in like my bottom five, but
What?
but you got to understand, I like 18 of the 20 drivers on the grid, so
Oh
that's not
yeah, yeah. I
like
mean,
there's only two drivers I
actually,
dislike.
no. Actually, 21. Thank you very much.
Oh, it could be it's I do like him. So I like 19 of the 21. Um,
The joke is
that's
coming later.
I like way more
and
F1 drivers than I do NASCAR drivers.
that's the thing. Like, literally, here's the drivers I don't like. Verstappen.
Yeah,
uh, literally, just no feelings towards. Um, Botas, Ocon,
there we go. Yeah, that's it. That's the second one for me.
Gio. Yeah, I get the joke Italian Jesus, but like, who's even Giovinazzi?
He's
Exactly.
he's a good looking dude. I think that's all he's got going for him.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I I don't think he's there next year. I think he's doomed.
Who? Yeah.
Giovinazzi.
Like I said, there's not really a reason to get rid of him, but there's not a single reason to keep him,
Yeah, no, I agree.
and that's the problem.
He hasn't done bad to get dumped, but he hasn't done good enough to keep it.
Yep.
So, it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be Joe in that car. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe some silly season news comes out tomorrow
Yep.
after the podcast, as usual.
Yep.
But yeah,
Traditions.
Ricardo won. Norris was second. Third was Bottas.
McLaren won too.
Great rebound from
Yeah,
Bottas, though.
baby.
Gotta give him credit.
Yeah.
But the podium celebration was awesome
Legendary.
with the Shuey and Zach Brown being there.
I Red Bull used to be my favorite team, but it has to be McLaren these days, man. Like there's no way you can't dislike McLaren right now.
Oh, I love them.
The team vibe is unbelievable.
It's just like a nice chilled. They're having a good time, and
I want
like
Zach
love
Brown to
being
be
an
my
F1.
boss.
Oh, he's the coolest team boss. Definitely. My favorite team bosses are Christian Horner and Zach Brown. I think Zach Brown's great.
I love Christian just because he loves to stir the pot.
Oh, the best part about it is he knows exactly what he's doing, and he does it on purpose.
Oh yeah,
it's so awesome to watch him talk.
And then and Zach Brown is just you just love you just can't hate the guy.
His energy is incredible.
Yeah, and the guy's just like, yeah, he's like, hey, you want to drive my F1 car? Yeah, just want an Indy car race. Oh, you want to drive this Dale Earnhardt car? Yeah, just get a podium. That shit's awesome.
And now I cannot wait to see Daniel Ricciardo drive the Dale Earnhardt car.
Please.
I was saying last night what they should do is have him come to the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I was on the party with you.
Oh, you were there last. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Daytona 500. Daniel Ricciardo pace lap in that car in front of the field. Just like, oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna go about it. Either way, it's gonna be cool.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be awesome.
And when is McLaren involved, it's gonna be a big thing. So
yeah, and even Zach Brown tagged Junior in it too. When it's ready, the car is ready. So maybe Junior gets involved in some way too.
Yeah, I think you have to have him involved.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. You gotta wonder if Junior. Oh my God, can you imagine? Junior's got to have an old car like that, right?
They do a race.
Yes. Yes.
That would be cool.
Man, I'd love to see F1 like some F1 drivers like do like a one-off Xfinity road race. Oh my god.
I think Ricardo's the best one for it.
That or could you imagine Lewis?
I always
The
wonder
thing
how
with
he would
Lewis,
do.
the thing with Lewis is that he has expressed interest in wanting to do it. But
Yeah,
obviously that's probably like a after retirement from F1 thing.
couple more years.
Yeah. But
Um, yeah, congrats to Ricardo on the win.
yeah. Struggling all year really and
And then he comes
finally.
in, and he did good all weekend too. It wasn't like
Oh yeah.
just a race night.
Oh
He was
yeah.
good all weekend long. Um, so I was happy to see him win. I almost
Yeah.
like it. Kind of sucked for Lando because like he's been
He's been
there
so
for so much
fast.
longer,
Yeah.
and like then Ricardo comes in and gets to win before him.
Yeah, but
Um,
obviously you can tell after the race Lando didn't care.
oh, he was happy too. So McLaren's great. Love that team. Love everything about
Yeah.
McLaren.
I need to
Probably
get rid of
that has to
McLaren.
be my favorite team.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you're like yeah.
I
Background's
enjoyed
my
when it
boy.
was I enjoyed when it was Lando and Carlos more. Just their like driver relationship was really good,
Yeah,
but because Lando and Ricardo don't like do a lot together.
doesn't seem like.
But there's a huge like there's quite a bit of a difference between them two, other than the actual fact that they're both really humorous. But
Yeah,
um, yeah, that was Monza. We have an off week. Then we go to Russia.
thankfully, honestly.
Yeah, it's nice to have a nice off week there. We'll be going to Russia where we think Verstappen will probably take his engine
Yeah,
change.
you'd imagine. But here's the thing: if he ends up getting pole, I don't know. Man, that makes it tough. He gets pole because I was talking to Gail about it. And I was like, you almost want to start on the second row at Russia.
Yeah, because you get that pole all the way down.
Yeah,
I think if I qualify a pole, I take the penalty because
puts you on the second row though.
oh yeah, because it's the 3 grid thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
puts
right.
him fourth.
Yeah.
That's the hard. But here's the thing: if you do your engine change after qualifying, you have to start from pit lane.
Huh. I just
It's
take it.
tough.
I just take it. Get it over with.
Yeah.
It's like he can win the race from fourth at Russia. Huh.
Yeah. It's
It's
a tough
tough.
call.
It is
It's
tough.
tough.
We'll
And
have to wait and
but
see what
here's
they
the thing:
do on that. But
you might just want to take it because Lewis has to do it too at some point apparently too.
oh, Toto was talking about that. I saw a quote from
Yeah.
him on the Formula Racers account saying that they're like comfortable and happy with the current one they have, and they don't know if they're going to have to go to a fourth one or not. So
Yeah.
it could go either
It'll
way
be
from the
interesting.
sounds of it.
A lot of mind games right now.
Oh yeah, Red Bull versus
Uh,
Mercedes, great content. God
hey,
tier.
you want to know something? Max didn't extend his championship lead this week.
Yes, he did by 2 points.
Hey, those 2 points can mean everything.
And is that what now? Is it 5?
5.
And we're in for a battle
Yep.
because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 GP. There's still a lot of racing to go.
Yeah. And I
So
mean, we look at it. Russia is simply going to be Mercedes' favorite just because Max has a grid penalty.
yep.
Simple as that. Turkey, I don't know.
US, I would think Red Bull, even though there's
It
2 long straightaways.
Mexico's Red Bull. I mean, we've seen it time
100%.
and time again.
Yes. Brazil, I would
Uh,
think Red Bull this year.
yeah,
The
and
TBC
then
track, that definitely. I'm thinking Red Bull.
let's not talk about that track.
Yeah, we're not gonna bother with that. Saudi Arabia, who knows? I legitimately don't remember what the track layout is, so I don't know.
Long and slendy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, no one knows, so we'll find out when we get there.
Abu Dhabi, Verstappen won there last year.
Yeah, but I don't think Mercedes were caring.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Also, Abu Dhabi isn't going to be horrible this year with the new changes.
That is this year? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right, because I saw them already doing the whole construction on it.
Yeah.
So, nice
So.
hairpin. Without that weird chicane. Which will be nice. But yeah, that's all the F1 stuff we got this week.
A few things with F1, just like this tidbits at this point. Can you believe McLaren is the first 1-2 this year?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Like none of the Red Bull or Mercedes teammates are good enough on a weekly basis to kind of 1-2 it, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's just how it is, right? And then first win, almost it's 9 years since their last win.
And Ricardo's first since Monaco.
Monaco 2018, yeah.
Happy to see him win again.
At Monza, he did have an engine this time.
He had an engine.
Monaco,
he went fast.
We don't know. We don't know.
I remember the moment in Monaco where he was losing power.
My heart sank.
And it's like you're so lucky that it's Monaco.
Yeah.
Even then, though, we still thought it was over. We're like, oh no, he's gonna lose another one. But nah.
You want to know? I was joking. So you remember the one Monaco race where the Red Bull pit crew just screwed up royally?
Yeah.
I was like, at Monza, the Red Bull crew taketh, Red Bull crew giveth.
Yeah. They had to make it up.
Yeah, they made it up. Yeah. So there's not much else to talk about, huh?
No. What time are we running at? An hour 14. We're doing good. Yeah. We did good. We have predictions to go over. Jay's not here. We'll just at some point be like, hey, what's your predictions here for NASCAR? Yeah, we don't have Formula One this weekend, so it's just NASCAR actually. So we have to bring up the random number generator.
Make them go last to make it easier.
Yeah, Jay's last, so it's just We're gonna put Karma 1. We're gonna put myself as number 2. We're gonna hit go.
I wonder what out of 4 drivers we'll pick. Right?
You get the first pick, so
KFB.
Kyle Busch. Well, you know who I gotta go for.
The other Kyle.
Kyle Larson is my pick.
Oh.
And then
also reminding me to pick my fantasy lineup here.
Yeah, I gotta do that this weekend. And I was just looking at what Jay's saying in the mod chat. Austin is taking apart his PC or something. And all right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have.
Yeah.
So Bristol's this weekend.
Yeah.
You got Kyle Busch.
Hi.
I got Kyle Larson. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a solid race. Good race. Bristol, I want to see a bump and run.
Bristol, it got a good race at Bristol is a disappointment.
A great race is what we expect.
Yes.
Slide jobs, bump and runs.
They are using PJ1. So
why are they bringing that back for Bristol?
I mean, they've been using it there for years now.
Yeah, I know. But like we stopped using it at other tracks.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, let's bring it back for Bristol.
It was making the racing better. PJ1 is Garbo.
I don't know why we ever need PJ1 at Bristol.
We gotta make the bottom better.
Oh well, I think Bristol has proven it still can put on a good show even with that. So I think it'll be fine. Next year, let's get rid of that. Shouldn't see PJ1 anywhere with the next gen car.
I forgot to talk about the thing. Oh no!
What?
We got time. We got time to talk about it. So Door Bumper Clear was hinting at certain engine specification.
Oh yeah.
For next year, 650 horsepower everywhere, besides plate tracks.
Basically, we add some at 1.5 miles and take away some at short tracks and balance it out everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know
Like
how
I
I feel about
said,
it at short
with the
tracks.
package, I don't think it changes much at a mile and a half.
I think it could change a lot. You go a lot faster with 100 more horsepower.
I mean, you
You might
can,
actually, you might actually have to let off the throttle.
but
It's
if the
crazy.
package is garbage and the car is garbage,
Yeah,
that car cannot flop for the sake of NASCAR. Um, who knows? Interested to see how it will affect short tracks and the road courses. Well, I think the road courses are the biggest question mark in general for me with the new car, other than the mile and a halves. But because I think the road courses with the cars having way better braking, it's going to be easier to drive. They've already said, but the braking is going to be way better. I feel like the excitement of the road course racing is going to go down.
you know what was interesting? I disagree with what Byron said. Byron said it was going to get more spread out because it was easier. I think it's the inverse.
I mean, it could. I mean, if it's easier, everyone can attack more at the same time, right?
Yeah, yeah. In theory, if it's easier, that means everyone should be closer, right?
It could go either way.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it is a closer way.
yeah.
I
I
want to
mean,
see him just going at it at the road course. Now, the mile and a halves, on the other hand, I think the closer the worse because I mean, if they get in big packs, with the way that these tracks are designed, I'm just like, we don't need big ones happening all the time at a mile and a half race.
I the thing is,
Who wants to
that's
be a
why
part of that?
drivers don't.
Before we end it, actually, let me look at the 22 schedule again, and I just want to see how many mile and a halves are on the
So
trip.
there is a few things I can say. Just
Okay,
'cause
one. Oh,
honestly, our
Auto
only
Club. That's gonna be a pack race, right?
no tire fall off's too much.
Okay.
At least that's what I would think. Like you'd see it at the start, but I think eventually, it would spread out, right?
Yeah.
Because there's like what 3 seconds of fall off.
Yeah.
Um, but like we're basing this off iRacing. What's this? What we've experienced. Because the more we've gone, the more I think it's legit,
I agree.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
So,
I was just looking. There's only 9 mile and a halves total.
and I mean, like,
5 of them are in the regular season.
yeah,
At 5 of 26 races in the regular season are mile and a halves. That's not anywhere near as much as you would expect. I think it was like 3 years ago, it'd be like 15 of the first
yeah.
26.
But I look at every single mile and a half there, and I'm like, yeah, these are all the full throttle ones.
Oh, 100%.
Um, I'm just looking. Texas is gonna be full throttle probably. Homestead is not.
That'll be the different one of everything.
Yeah. Of course, maybe iRacing has it completely wrong, and when there is a lot of off throttle time, we just don't know. But Doorbell Clear was saying the cars are a lot slower.
If they're a lot slower, they're going to be pedal to the
Oh boy.
metal.
Um. Yeah. So
Like
we'll
every
see.
week, we don't know what's going on there, and we're curious to see what happens, and very concerned at the same time to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm concerned about what we're gonna see.
Yeah, it's like I said before, I'm like with NASCAR, I'm extremely concerned about the new car. With Formula One, I'm very excited about the new
Mhm.
car. You never know; it could flip. And NASCAR be incredible, and Formula One could flop. Who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
because I know something. We are concerned about possible plate racing everywhere. But maybe it turns out we love it. We
I
don't
mean, we
know.
could. Yeah, we don't know. It's basically a question mark on everything. So next year is important. But did you have anything else to go on
I
about?
don't. Um, you missed a Roval and Nitro.
Yeah, I saw the text and I was like, I gotta be up at 6:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm not even bothering.
Well,
I usually don't have to get up at all on Mondays, but I did that time.
Nitro iRacing's a lost cause anyways.
How many people were there?
6 showed up and 2 left before the race started because they were 5 seconds off the pace.
Oh, who won?
Joseph.
Okay. Where did
He started a
Chaffee
lap
finish?
down. Second.
Oh, wow, really?
Joseph started a lap down and still won. So.
Huh. Free win, you mean, for me if I was there?
If you were there, I don't think he started from pit lane. So.
Oh, he did that on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's just not the best road racer here, to be honest.
I like them road courses.
Yeah, it's the only time Gary can actually beat me.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Or a plate track, just because plate track.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty good there too, play tracks. The only other time I could beat you anywhere else is if we're in a really short scrap and I give it absolutely everything. And then at that point, it's just like it could. I still have to find something. So, but yeah, I guess that pretty much ends it there. Nitro's still on for one more week, so
yeah, next
I'll be back next weekend at Talladega and F1. And now we get Portimao to race that this season for sure. Soon.
Oh yeah,
Imola is coming.
Oh yeah, it's an F1.
Yeah, Portimao's fun.
It is very fun.
I had a lot of experience already at Portimao, so I was very excited to see that added to F1. Although it drives completely different with F1 than it has on any other game I've played. Not a bad thing though. Drives great.
It's a blast. It's definitely one of the best tracks in the game.
Yeah, just the sweeping right hander through that final turn, and you're just pinned hauling the mail through there. I'm like, oh, it's so good. You could really set up some intense passing moments down that front stretch, and just with how awkward turn one is, like, oh, someone's gonna crash through there in like Nitro or something with like battling someone.
Hey, we did a test race there with 7 people, and I don't know if you're paying attention too much, but Mahu and Puck didn't have any wheel issues there.
Yeah, so I heard good things about the patch, so I'm excited.
Hopefully, we might do another test race sometime, and
hopefully. But
I think that's it. I think that's finally it.
I think that ends it. We made it. We made it right to about an hour and like 20-ish. Did good. Just the two of us.
We had to stretch it out. We had to stretch this one out.
There was just 2 of us tonight, but I felt like we did a superb job. So yeah, I mean, if you guys enjoyed, as usual, you know what to do. Next weekend, we're only gonna have NASCAR to talk about, but it's Bristol, so we might have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah. I think.
And I mean, we got playoff eliminations to talk about. We'll have the new playoff grid of 12 to talk about, and who we think is going to go out in that round with what we were given compared to our original playoff grids and whatnot.
Maybe some NASCAR 21 news.
Maybe, hopefully, a dev diary or something, or some gameplay would be cool. I don't know. I don't think gameplay's coming though.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't be surprised gameplay just never comes.
Honestly, I think you're right. Yeah, I legitimately think you're right. But yeah, NASCAR next week. Maybe some F1 silly season news if Alfa Romeo can figure out what they're doing with Giovinazzi and Guan Yu Zhou. But we'll see what happens. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen. And I promise this is going to be on YouTube this week as well. But yeah, we will see you guys next week. Have a great day, everybody.